City lights bleed on a cratered dome. Ash in the air in a war zone home. Halos of smoke round a shattered throne. While a legend in the rubble roars, I stand alone. Sim in the dust like a sun god dream. Cape in the carnage, eyes that gleam. Every siren in the nighttime scream sees an iron silhouette cut through that scene. Zombie Superman, meteor vein. Kryptonite curse in his god blood chain. Jawbone cracked with a death tide stain. Every breath that he takes is a tidal pain. Black hole heat where the light once stayed. Smile like razors in a warp and fade. Every heartbeat now is a war relayed. And this fallen icon is a walking play. He remembers the night when the clouds turned red. How we watched that thing come back from the dead. Every church bell rang like a drum of dread. When the man of the myth wore a rock crown head. Skies tore open with a carbon scar. May your ash, black tar star. One shard buried in his chest too far. Turned a savior crest to a slaughter scar. Now it's Sim in the fault lines hum. Boots in the crater, pulse like a drum. Facing a god that the world called son. Just a corpse in a cape with a no black gun. No more prayers in the static rain. Just a war chant grind in the window pane. Sim locks in on the hunger and bane. Whisper unstoppable under his fang of flame. First clash hit like a planet peel. Zombie fist swung, made the skyline kneel. Jawbone crunch, bone on steel. Every hit carved sigils in the city seal. Sim came back with a thunder vein. Feet drop kick through a shattered lane. Hook so savage that the frame draws brain. Sound broke towers in a shockwave chain. Heat vision black with a violet ring. Laser arcs in a guillotine swing. Sim through rubble like an iron wing. Clap those beams in a thunder cling. Lightning laced through the crimson smog. Billboard skulls shook out of fog. Every punch wrote scripture on concrete log. Crowds turned dust in the follow. Skyscrapers groaned when their shoulders crashed. Marble veins in the lobby slashed. Sim got hurled through a transit shaft. Burst back out with a pharaoh blast. Zombie god grinned in a cratered arch. Cape all shredded in a bloodstained march. Eyes like voids in a deathlit starch. Voice like tomb drums pounded in the dark. Artillery eyes on the hero's face. Radiant rage in a mortal case. Sim just snarled in the broken space. You ain't son, you a glitch, I erase. He grabbed that cape in a chokehold thread. Spun that titan like a hammerhead. Slammed him down with a street brand red. Red on the storm that you misread. Wind blows in a blur script reel. Frame rate snap, time bent unreal. Every jab carved glyphs you could almost feel. Every block wrote runes in the fractured steel. Uppercut lifted him out that street. Dead god spine in a cyclone sweep. Cape wrapped round like a choking sheet. Sim rip free, let the night wine eat. Sim with a combo that broke 10 bones. Hands like hammers on collapsing stone. Chest to chest in a seismic tone. Heartbeats dueling in a sub-bass drone. Zombie laugh with a dirt cold flood. But Sim just grinned through the smoke and mud. You ain't dead, you just rotting blood. I keep coming back like a cosmic flood. Lungs with a speed that could shred pure thought. Teeth at Sim's throat like a nightmare caught. Jaw left dense in the air he fought. Clouds tore open in a spiral knot. Sim slipped under with a war god twist. Devil crashed ribs in a shockwave hiss. Bone dust halo in a sub-beam mist. Skyline nodded to the force of the hit. Then dead hands clapped in a vacuum slam. Sound crashed down like a thunder dam. Cars took flight in a twisted cram. Windows screamed like a slaughtered band. Sim got bounced from the stadium seat. Scoreboard carved in his backing sheets. Rose with a snarl and electric reach. Spat blood on the turf in a drumline beat. Sim came back like a comet blade. Street light sparks in a ricochet raid. Every vein sang war parade. Every breath burned war like jade. He tore up buses for a jagged mace. Swung that metal in the zombie's face. Hydrants burst in a gazered lace. Steam drew halos round the slaughter place. Grabbed the tower like a titan spear. Drove that frame through the rotten leer. Concrete rained in a brutal smear. Sirens bound to the wrath and fear. Every hit said, fall you fraud. Every stomp shook asphalt sod. Still that corpse in a cape just clawed. Sim roared back, I'm the only god. He backhanded death through a granite spire. Rebel choir and a feedback wire, both of them wreathed in a burning pyre. Each new impact stoked the fire. Sim got smashed to an elevated line. Trains went sideways, sparks in a vine. He caught those cars in a savage bind. Used them all as a steel fist bind. Emperor the Tower was a warhead strike. Every bruise lit neon like a bike. Zombie swung moons in a